So we're starting to see the point that liquidity is going to come back into the market. And that makes sense because if the Fed are going to stop raising rates, that's going to make things feel a little bit better. Money will come a little bit back into the system. Even people start buying bonds again and money starts getting recycled. And that means that the M2 will start picking up. And lo and behold, crypto will. Because that's what drives these big up and downs. Not the halving cycle. It's all about macro, which is why I've always been a big proponent of the fact that crypto is macro and macro is crypto. They're all part of the same thing. We're playing two things. One is an adoption of a technology at scale, one of the fastest adoptions of any technology in all history. And the volatility is driven by the liquidity cycle.
Bitcoin and Ether are continuing their downward drift. Bitcoin is opening the Asia trading week down 1.3% to $26,779, while Ether is down 0.8% to $1,806. During the last month, Bitcoin has primarily been in consolidation mode, drifting downward ever so slowly but still maintaining its value, down just 2% over the last 30 days, a much-needed break for investors from the roller coaster of last year. Hello and welcome to Money Talks. In today's video, Raoul will share with us his prediction for Bitcoin and crypto for 2023 and whether it is a good time to buy or wait.
Thoughts on 2023 for crypto, what would you say?
Crypto spring. It's the same for the economy as it is for crypto. So the economy will feel like winter time for a bit and then spring will come. Crypto forward looks it by about 6 months, maybe 9 months, because ETH bottomed in June. Bitcoin bottomed in October. So we got that kind of 6-month lead time. So crypto's already in spring. And spring can be pretty amazing. So if you go back and look at crypto spring in 2019, as I said, both ETH and Bitcoin did 285%. Then they backed off quite a long way for a while, even when the Fed were cutting rates and they stopped quantitative easing. They stopped quantitative tightening and moved to quantitative easing. It actually backs off a bit from then. So let's go back to the previous cycle, the 2014-15 period. That saw similar. But actually what happened was we had this first spring. Then we had this season transition. Now, 2018 and 19 was actually quite a big sell-off over time. 2015, 14 was sideways from this big wedge, and then it all broke higher. And so it's giving us a structure of how these things look like when liquidity comes back. This is not a mystery. It's a liquidity cycle. So it's going to be some form of rally, probably a lot further than we are now, best guess. Consolidation, sideways or down. Who the hell knows? And then as the economy continues to be weak and we go into an election, well, lo and behold, they're going to be giving out money again in certain ways, whatever way that is, whether it's tax cuts or anything to create liquidity in the system because you want to win an election. So it's like the same setup all over again. And that's probably why we keep seeing these setups, because it's driven by this liquidity cycle. And every time the Federal Reserve have been doing the same thing, they've either been trying to tighten rates or the economy slowed down and they need to pick it back up again. So it's interesting. So spring is where we are, and we've only just started.
Bitcoin has been trading near the support line of the symmetrical triangle, but the bulls have failed to push the price above it. This indicates that the bears are active at higher levels. The downsloping 20-day exponential moving average, $27,481, and the relative strength index below 42 indicate that bears are at an advantage. If the sellers sink the price below the immediate support at $26,361, the BTC-USDT pair may tumble to the crucial support zone between $25,800 and $25,250. Buyers are expected to protect this zone with all their might because if they fail, the pair could nosedive to $20,000. Conversely, if bulls kick the price above the 20-day EMA, it may attract further buying. The pair could then rise toward the resistance line of the triangle. If this barrier is overcome, the pair may start their journey to $32,400.
So you kind of either buy now, and this is where the market is struggling with this, because few people have flipped out because they made some money, got called the low. Yeah, the people with shorter term time horizons. Others like it's overbought, but usually these kind of conditions are where you tend to get these crazy legs to the upside because everybody's underweight because everyone's got the same thing as you. Is I don't have enough spot. Oh shit, what do I do? Then you have to FOMO in and you'll end up FOMOing too high. So this is how it is written. It is always this way. And so my best guess, and I don't know, I don't have a crystal ball, but usually because it's set up like this, the path of most pain is higher. And then once everybody goes, right, it's going, it's running, is usually when this correction happens. So do you get another chance to buy it again at these levels if you miss it now? Maybe. We don't know if it has that downward correction or the sideways correction. You will get a time to buy it after a consolidation later. But really, I would be, and this is what I've been doing, is buying, I was buying from June onwards as much as I could with any cash flow I got, because I'm still fully invested in crypto. I never sold anything. But I've been, any cash flow I can, just putting it in is, okay, even now, I've just put money in recently, expecting a higher move. And then if that consolidation comes, that's when I would add some more again. So if you're a longer term time horizon player, I'm not talking about the short term. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're right. But I don't find this a bad level to dollar cost average or just put a chunk in and realize that there is going to be times when it's going to correct again. But the low is in.
The options market shows whales and market makers unwilling to take protective puts even after Bitcoin crashed 8.3% between May 10th and May 12th. However, given the balanced demand on futures markets, traders seem hesitant to place additional bets until there's more clarity on the U.S. debt standoff. Less than 2 weeks remain until June 1st, when the U.S. Treasury Department has warned that the federal government could be unable to pay its debts. It is unclear whether the total market capitalization will be able to break from the descending wedge formation. From an optimistic perspective, professional traders are not using derivatives to bet on a catastrophic scenario. On the other hand, there seems to be no rationale for the bulls to jump the gun and place bets on a speedy crypto market recovery given the uncertainty in the macroeconomic environment. So ultimately, bears are in a comfortable place according to derivatives metric.
My thought on all of this is, I said this a lot, is zoom out. Zoom out and realize you don't know anything. Accept that you don't, because none of us do. That whole series I do, Raoul's Adventures in Crypto, is truly authentically me tapping people on the shoulder I want to talk to and say, hey, let's talk about this. Let's try and figure out that. That's why I get the Balajis and I've got everybody from Kimball Musk to Balaji to 6529 to Nova Grant. I mean, you name it, they've all been on that because that is just all of us sitting down to try and learn. So you can peek over the shoulders of you guys learning or me learning, find people who are credible and authentic. Don't go for the people who are trying to make you rich. Go for the people who want to help you understand what this is really all about. So zoom out, think of the big picture, understand some of the things I talked about today, and realize that you can try and make money trading, or you can participate in one of the largest technological innovations the world has seen, and just let it play out. Don't use leverage, and enjoy the ride.
So, what are your thoughts? Is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Tell us in the comments. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you soon with the next video. Thank you so much for watching.